Welcome to Aftermath's Gold Challenge Mode Guide. I'm Marza, and this is Scarlet Halls. This is one of the first challenge modes that we did, and I would call it one of the easier ones. It's important before you pull to know who is going to use the dog meat and which ones they're going to grab. For instance, right here, I'm going to grab the rightmost one on my screen, and the mage is grabbing the other one. What you want to do is aggro the packs and throw the meat on the guy and stand there long enough until the dogs start eating it. It takes about a second and a half. If you try to run off before the dogs have arranged themselves in that four-pronged position, they will start chasing you away and they won't actually trigger their script. So that's why you see us stand there every time we do the dogs. And we usually have someone with a speed boost come up here with the shield to get this aggroed while I'm taking care of that second pack of dogs. It didn't go as quickly as usual this time, that's why I got knocked back. Death Knights with Death's Advance are very good at this because they can prevent themselves from going slower than 70%. Anybody with rocket boots, hunters can turn around and disengage. The healer needs to be aware right here because the tank will have a very high stack of bleed. You need to kill this guy with the food in order to get your count. That's why we come over here. Trust me, we skip as many mobs as you possibly can in this instance. Sometimes that dog in the chain that I just passed will bug out and break off of his chain and start attacking your healer. In fact, you'll see it happen in a moment here. We've often had it happen after we kill the next boss. So just be prepared at any point from that first mini-boss until this guy is dead that you could have a stray dog coming in and attacking you. You want to prevent him from eating your healer, and you want to kill it quickly so you can get out of combat. Also, you cannot use a DPS potion on this boss, but we do use Bloodlust and other long cooldowns typically because they'll be up again for the last boss. We did not on this run because we had actually just wiped and decided not to wait for them. But if you're trying to get a really good time, or if it's your first time through the zone, you probably should. You want to try and save survivability cooldowns and stunts for once you get 4 or 5 dogs. You obviously should be ignoring them and just burning down the boss, but as you can see I am taking quite a bit of damage. As soon as this boss dies, you want to wait to get out of combat, start drinking. Do not try to run into those Scarlet Guardians, you will die. You need to wait until they're taken care of. Again, we often have a dog approach us from behind we need to kill. Right here is where you're going to want to use your invisible potion. You can use a 15-second one, you don't need 18. But you just want to run straight through the middle here, and there's a group right there where I'm standing. And that's why I uninvis. We need to pull that as well. You want to get them when they are not patrolling on top of the other group. This group is actually very high damage with several casters. You'll want to use stuns like we did right there. Cooldowns if you have them. Interrupts. This also took us longer to kill. You can see that our mage is not actually here. He fat-fingered his invis somewhere. And we had to wait about 30 seconds for him. So typically this would be a lot easier. For Arms Master Harlan, there's not anything particularly different from the heroic version. He'll still kill you if he hits you with his Blades of Light, but it should be fairly trivial for most players attempting this to avoid. Just make sure that you are picking up the adds quickly. They have shields, much like heroic, that absorb the first X amount of damage on them, and it can be difficult to pick them up on your healer before they kill him. So you want to be using your taunts as well, primarily. What I like to do when he's casting Blades of Light is try to get these adds stuck at the very top of the stairs here so that he'll pick them up, so that we don't have to deal with them for the rest of the fight. And then just hop in. He should only get 1 Blades of Light off. You can get 2 and probably still get a passable time on this instance. As you can tell by all of the mistakes we've already made, and we're still getting a passable time. But it's vastly easier if you just kill him in 1. This next group coming up is actually the most dangerous pull in the instance, and one of the more dangerous pulls in any of the challenge modes. These army here, they're unfortunately pathing right onto us, and I can't stop channeling my army to pick them up. But really, any major cooldown will work here. You just need to stun these guys and burst them down. Make sure that you're interrupting spells. You can see that it's 6 mobs that are all fairly high damage. This next pull, it's easy to accidentally pull 2 groups. I would recommend not to. These mobs hurt fairly substantially as well. The Guardians do that chain attack that you see right there. I want to say it stuns, I'm not 100%, they don't do it on the tank. Also, these Treasurers are fairly inconsequential on Heroic, but in Challenge mode, the things that they throw do a lot of damage. You can see right here I got a little cocky because I was used to the normal mode where the Treasurers don't do much, and I don't want to say we nearly wiped, but if you look at my grid you can see that they in fact do quite a bit of damage, and it was more than we would have taken had we known. For these next pulls, I suspect you could pull both of them at once. We decided not to because we were well ahead of the timer and we wanted to play it safe. What you want to look for is the Scarlet Scholars will put up a shield. It has a huge red bubble graphic. You want to interrupt them or stun them when they do it. It reduces the damage that all the mobs take. There it is. For this boss, there's nothing substantially different from the normal mode. I'm told his book burning is larger, but I have never actually seen him successfully cast it on Heroic, so I cannot say. The Pyroblasts hit a lot harder, and you can actually see a nice little bug right there with the book burning where I use AMS, and it still goes through me. So lesson learned, don't try to AMS the book burning. And that explosion will be happening for the rest of the fight as a result, so you really want to make sure that you stand in line with it. But you can also see that it's not necessarily a wipe, it just does a lot of damage. This is how you are supposed to handle a Bookburner. And that's pretty much it. The boss should essentially fall over dead.
I hope you found this guide helpful, so subscribe, check out our website, and visit me on Twitch. Thanks.